Hey Internet, we are here with none other than WCCF Tech's Keith May. Of course, you know about WCCF Tech because that's where you get all your leaks. Keith doesn't do that leaking stuff, even though everybody in the media hates him. He has to apologize just when he walks up. But I want to know what Keith thinks of AMD's announcement and basically NVIDIA stuff. So we had 2060, RTX 2060.
Yes.
We have Radeon VII. We had
7?
third gen Vega 7.
Radeon 7.
Radeon 7. It's Radeon 7. Radeon 7. And then we also had third generation Ryzen. Were you expectations met or not met on?
Well, when it comes to Ryzen, I was pleased to see it in performance.
Okay.
See it do something. We got a demo. It may have been the kind of demo people come to expect from AMD, so multi-core Cinebench. I saw a lot of people on Twitter asking about single-threaded performance.
And we don't know that.
No, we don't. But we can also do math. And did they mention the actual core count of that CPU, though?
They didn't, but the fact that it is the equal of a Core i9 9900K, slightly faster.
Yeah, you caught that, because it did. It had the same number of boxes on Cinebench.
It had the same number of boxes. She held up the chip. There was one box on top, so 8 cores, probably. And then, of course, the entire internet is speculating that the empty spot is below is for populating for a second 8-core chip. Maybe later.
Maybe. I know a lot of people expected that. We were told, we saw, we reported.
A lot of leaks.
Yeah, there was a lot of leaks. There was a lot of speculation.
Everybody, not just WCCF
Not just
Tech,
us.
folks.
It went around. There was a lot of expectations for a 16-core part. Gordon and I spoke earlier before the event. I was skeptical. I told you I didn't think I was going to see it. Like to, but really kind of have a hard time placing 16 cores, 32 threads on a small socket like that with dual channel RAM
memories,
and limited PCIe lanes. What do you think about that part?
I think it doesn't necessarily mean, I think we'll see an 8-core single chiplet, but you might see 2 with 6 and 6 maybe. I mean, maybe there's a practical limitation to it. 16 does seem a little too much for dual channel to me, but at the same time, things don't have to make sense for people to make it.
Well, I mean,
people just have to buy it.
Well, there was a time, remember, 8-core chips had quad channel. They were only on the big socket, and now they're on small. Even Intel's got it, the 9900K. It clocks a lot higher. Speaking of clocks, we saw the scores. Now, we do know they were very specific with stating the Intel was running at default.
Right.
What does default mean?
Default means, and I clarified this with someone later on, it means it was done on a Maximus Extreme board. Same thing I think I used for my testing of the 900K. They went in and they did disable MCE.
That answered my question.
So they disabled it, and I said, well, by default, the BIOS is on. Or it's on auto, it's not on.
Yes.
So is that unfair? And they sort of explained that, look, we could have picked a different board. If we really want to bake this, we could have picked a different board that would perform worse because MCE would be on and the board might not handle the VRMs might not be able to handle it, and we can make it look worse. We actually picked something we think is reasonable for 900K performance.
Now that we've seen that, we saw them run, what do you think about clock speeds on the Ryzen 3000?
I think it's going to be on par with Intel. I mean,
You think so?
I think they can clearly get clock frequency. And here's the thing, I don't know if that means they're going to stop there. So this entire demo that we've been teased third gen Ryzen for doesn't mean the CPU that you get will actually perform there. We know that's the minimum it'll run at. So it could be definitely faster.
They were very clear that this was not final clock rates.
Right.
I'll give you my numbers. I've documented them just so that I can come back to them later. I'm thinking what we saw today was 4.6.
From the IPC increase? Okay.
Well,
all-core 4.6?
All-core 4.6.
You know, that's
4.5
true.
to 4.6.
You're right, because you take a 9900K, you do an all-core without MCE on or on auto, 4.6. Keith may be right.
We'll see.
Oh, wait, Keith, he's going to be Nerdstradamus here. What are your other predictions for final third-gen Ryzen that we're going to see middle of the year?
I still don't think we're going to see a 16-core.
Okay, no 8 cores?
I still think we're going to see 8 cores max.
4.6?
4.6
Okay,
base.
price. Keith,
price?
Yes, on price.
I could see them $399.
With cooler?
With cooler, with an improved Wraith Max.
Okay.
Wraith Max Prism 2. maybe.
That
With-
sounds.
with the-
I can't disagree with anything you said, Keith. I'm just going to steal it. I'm going to say the same thing if everybody asks me what I said.
That's my personal predictions. That's not our site. That's just me.
That's
these things
Keith.
I've been writing down.
That's Keith. Okay, no, that makes a lot of sense. And a lot of it, I mean, if MCE is off, you're not getting a 5 gigahertz or 4.8 out of that 9900K.
No.
So that's actually very reasonable, I think. And of course, 4.6 is what it can do maybe for the demo.
Yeah.
And I really think they have a lot of clock room. I think AMD is sandbagging, and I think they're going to come out with a knockout punch
so?
when it comes out. Yeah.
I mean, I'd like for that. I
Yeah.
know you guys would, and the viewers, readers,
For
everybody would.
consumers, because we like good fights.
Well, I mean, we all like. I buy parts. I use
yeah.
parts. Always like faster. GPU side. Did you expect that? Were you surprised?
I was hoping for Navi instead of Vega,
I think a lot of people were.
but again, forget you put Vega on 7 nanometer, maybe, and you're getting 16 gigs of HBM too.
With a much higher bandwidth, double
Right.
the showed a terabit.
And I think the pricing at $699 is clearly aimed at 2080.
Well, they did show the one slide. Now, admittedly, those games we know that Radeon does perform really well compared to their competition in, but it showed parity, and the Stranger Brigade that 10 people play, it's faster.
Right.
So there is that. They didn't. Did you catch mentions of frequency on that GPU part?
I did not.
Well, because we saw that it's 60 compute units, so it's less than a Vega 64, but more than a Vega 56. But they're claiming 25% uplift in performance over a 64.
And they're saying same power, so they're
Same
taking
power.
they're taking their savings and efficiency in 7 nanometer and probably like you were saying maybe 1800 possibly.
That was a number I heard kicking around.
Okay.
I don't know if that's an official number, but it was the number that came across my desk, I guess you could say.
Were you happy with what you got as far as the GPU side?
I was surprised by the design. The decision to go in between on the core count.
Yeah.
I would have expected a derivative of one or the other, but it is clearly based off is it the MI65?
Yes.
The Instinct
I think
card?
so.
So
MI60, I think. Is it?
MI60.
Or MI60.
So definitely came bread and butter from that, bloodborne of that card. So it'll be interesting to see out when it's out. And it's not very far. It's what, $699? It comes out less than a month now on the 7th of February. So
Okay.
big thing there.
Were you underwhelmed by it? Jensen said that.
I think some people were, but I was surprised. I thought the design of it looked good. I like to see this move to open air coolers. 3 fans remind me a lot of the HD 7990.
Two 8-pin connectors.
Yeah,
2080 is a 6 and 8, I think.
it is.
By stock.
It is, but they did say they were very clear with same power.
Right.
As they mentioned 64 or 56. There's a little difference there.
Yeah.
So, I'm sure some people are going to be concerned about having to turn off an extra light bulb in their house
Sure.
every now and then. But would you rather have the same performance at less power, or would you rather have the more performance with a little bit, or the same power?
I don't know. Actually, what I'm very excited to see, and I want to see, because there's been a lot of resistance from people about 2080 pricing, $699, and I'm getting RTX that doesn't do anything, right? All these RTX cores, RT cores that doesn't do anything. So these people at the store, are they really going to live? Are they going to really go with that decision? They're saying, I don't care about ray tracing, or are they going to go, ray tracing might matter. I'm going to do the 2080 instead of the Vegas.
That's a hard one, and I get the argument. I do, and where I stand on this one. I can see both sides, but I think we just saw the FreeSync debate. That's
There's still a lot that has to be cleared up.
We got to give AMD still has HDMI FreeSync.
Right.
They still own that. So TVs doing that. That's a tough one because you get the Tensor cores, you get the RT cores, and
future game.
We saw a lot of things for DLSS, but we've also already seen a lot of things for DLSS, and a lot of that is coming out.
Right.
So you got to ask yourself, do you want to save a little and get a few games, or do you want to pay a little bit more and get that really different experience? Because it is. You've seen
yes,
it.
Yes.
There's an experience there. So
right. So okay. We're gonna let you go because Adam can't hold this camera anymore. He doesn't have his tripod, but amazing, folks, has not shaken that camera.
Done a great job.
So I want to thank Keith, WCCFtech.com, awesome site. I would say go visit the site, but you don't even need to because your phone serves it up to you with every single rumor. I get sometimes my briefings from WCCF Tech faster than I do from the vendors, and I'm not even making that up. So
I've gotten press briefings and been like, we already got that.
So anyway, thanks for coming.
Thank you for having me, Gordon. It's been great.
All right.